Hello guys, welcome to Literally Yours. I am Devasmita and today we are going to do a very special topic that is close to my heart in the novel Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. Today is the birthday of Haruki Murakami and it is going to be very special for me because I have loved him since a very long time. I was trying to read this novel Norwegian Wood for a very long time, but I couldn't read it, and finally I got the time to read it and share it with you guys. I'm going to have a quick summary and a review of this novel, and which you are going to tell if it is going to be worth reading or not after the review. So let's start. We are talking about this novel by Murakami, that is Norwegian Wood. I must show you this. The novel starts with Toru Watanabe, who is a 37-year-old and who is boarded on a plane. He listens to this song that is a very sweet Beatles song, from which the title Norwegian Wood came from. The Beatles song, this song, Norwegian Wood, and he reminisces the days of his youth when he was 17 and he was shifted to this college in Tokyo. He was shifted to this dormitory. He made friends like Kizuki and Naoko. Naoko was at the time she was a girlfriend of this Kizuki, his best friend. He wanted to date Naoko, but he couldn't because he couldn't reciprocate his feelings. She couldn't reciprocate his feelings because they were a couple, and Kizuki was his best friend. As the story progresses, we will see Toru as a very caring and good person who was a good friend to Kizuki. But Kizuki, I don't know what happened to him. It is not also mentioned in the book why he died or anything like that. It is known that he committed suicide, and the reason was not known to anyone. And because of that, these two people, his best friend Toru Watanabe, and the most affected was this Naoko, was very much affected by the suicide of this Kizuki, because he was the only best friend, only friend. They were a friend from childhood. So it was very tense and it was very depressing for Naoko. As we see the novel going towards the flashback narration before 20 years in Tokyo, what happened, then they were not even talking, these persons, that is Naoko and Toru, were not even talking terms with them because they have no issues or they have no topic to talk about. They have no topics to talk about after the demise of his beloved friend Kizuki. And but fate has a different role to play. So they meet again after 2 years, and this time Naoko called him, and eventually it happens that they meet occasionally, and this person, Toru, wanted to comfort her. He wanted to take the darkness that she bore with her. She wanted to take that darkness away from her, but she was in the mood of this painful, this hurt person. She was already very shy person, an innocent one and docile, but she was very caring. But she wasn't sharing anything with Toru up till now. We will see later she will tell her everything, but from the beginning we will see that after the demise of his friend, that is beloved or whatever, Kizuki, that she was totally in the mood of this zone, that is darkness. She became very introvert day by day, and later she got so depressed that she was sent to an asylum where this guy, that is Toru, went, and she was visiting her occasionally. We will see some other characters are also there, like Stormtrooper. This Toru always talks about Stormtrooper, which is a very funny character. It is a kind of comic relief that Murakami has given to this novel, like Stormtrooper and the dorm boys who are very dirty. He talks about another friend, a music teacher, that Naoko befriended there in the asylum was Raiko. Raiko was also very lively character. She was not like Naoko. She always helped her to be lively and to be cheerful. She wanted Naoko to be very active, but it didn't happen, unfortunately, and she doomed in her darkness, which we will later see that what happened to Naoko. But another character I must introduce is Nagasawa. Is a character who is the player and who introduced this Toru to the world of women's, who was a womanizer. He introduced to girls and they partied all night and they did blah blah blah, all this sneaking out from dorms, all these things, all the bad stuffs that he taught. Nagasawa taught to this Toru. Nagasawa, in a way, we can see that he was the stud of this dormitory in Tokyo. Then we will see another character, that is Midori. Midori is a very cheerful, fun character. I really like this character because he is full of enthusiasm, happiness, and she only wants to spread happiness and she wants to remain happy throughout his life. It's not like she doesn't have any sadness or something like that. She had so many trials and tribulations in her lives, but instead she chooses to be happy and full of life. So we are talking about Midori now. We can make a nice comparison between Midori and Naoko now. Midori is like this, very cheerful, very smart, funny, and Naoko is something like she is into the mode of dull, darkness, and everything that is happening with her. She is not able to come over from the guilt that she is going after, the grief that she is going after the death of Kizuki. So after Midori, the introduction of this character, we will see that how she fell for this guy Toru Watanabe, and all she wanted is him to choose. She is giving him an ultimatum that if you are going to choose me, that choose me only, and there is no in between. You cannot jump into another. So this was the decision that Midori gave to Watanabe. As the novel progresses, we will see how this person, Naoko, Toru and Raiko, they become friends. At the same time, they try to bond and they try to share some stories, funny stories. As Raiko was a music teacher, she plays the violin, she plays the veena, and this person, that is he talks about this person, that is Toru Watanabe, talks about the stormtrooper. They used to talk about the stormtrooper guy who was very funny, and that was the only person he talked about throughout the novel, which was very funny incidences and which give a comic relief, kind of comic relief to the novel. And he talks about the dormitories, the wanking guys, and the situations, dirty things that the guys in the hostels in their dormitories do. Asylum that this person Naoko was living, a news comes from Raiko that she couldn't save her. She went into the darkness where Kizuki went. She took the part of darkness, she took the pain that she was going through, which this person Toru was trying to elevate throughout his life, and she is no more now. After listening to this news, this person, that is Toru, is in a great shock. He cannot resist, he cannot accept the fact that Naoko is no more with him, and he also gets into the zone of Naoko. He feels as if everything has gone dark into him and he has nowhere to go. Then suddenly he goes to a telephone booth and he calls Midori and says that he is going to choose her and they are going to be happy. At that moment, Midori asks, "It is okay, but exactly where are you?" Then this person Toru replies that, "I don't know where I am. It looks like everything is dark and there is nothing here." In that sense, we can predict that, we can analyze those sentences as something like he has also gone to the zone which this person Naoko was going through. First Kizuki went, and his darkness, the part of pain is gone to Naoko, and after Naoko this pain was inflicting on this person, that is Toru Watanabe. And the novel ends like this without giving a conclusion to us, but at least we know that he lived for this 37 years he lived, because as he was old and he was narrating the story, so we can predict that maybe he was living for all those years. And so guys, please like, comment and subscribe to this channel, and if you are new then hit that notification icon and subscribe also. I will see you in the next video, and bye bye. Please subscribe to this channel that is literally yours.